Hi, Patrick Chandler at ptlarts.com. Um, okay, so today I want to talk about leadership. So we tend to think of leadership, don't we, as either leading other people or being led ourselves. I want to refer to a book, a really fantastic book, which I recommend. Tough-Minded Leadership by Batten. Immediately, it's sort of like, but no, I don't want to have anything to do with that. Tough-minded. We tend to think, it's going to be hardcore. Well, in a sense, it is hardcore, but it talks a lot about in the corporate world, in the business, and that's what the book's all designed for. I want to take some of the concepts really and put them into managing yourself. I think the more that we push to sort of manage ourselves, to do things, to do projects and stuff, we see our strengths and weaknesses, and it's almost like different people, really different people, multiple personalities almost. So consequently, we can lose our focus in what we're doing in our project, maybe not get it finished, not get further than this. So, leadership tools, in a sense, is what I'm looking at. Now, this book has got a whole wealth of fantastic concepts that I'm going to go through over quite a few videos. Just look at in a bit of detail how we can relate these, or how I relate them to myself, that hopefully help you too. So, and it will make a stronger foundation for myself to move forward in the projects that I'm doing now. So I'm an artist and trying to develop my practice. Already I'm getting an insight into many things. Mindset is a recurring theme. So let's have a look at some of the quotes from this book by Batten. He talks about many factors that help to make a great leader in business. These qualities are useful and can help us develop meaningful relationships. It is our mind that really leads the way in whatever we are doing. And we can spend hours making a great plan only to lose our way. When we take the first step with any endeavor, there's probably a time where all the energy and ability, we make progress really quickly. As you go deeper into the task, this can change. So, the references are from Tough-Minded Leadership that I've mentioned, which was written in 1963, so a long time before, now, 50 odd years, 56 years ago. So, first point I'm going to look at, which is on page 139 of this book. All of the quotes today are from page 139. Leaders, so openness and emotional vulnerability. Leaders let other people in and let themselves out. Just like listening, isn't it? So for me, to be able to make art, I find it far better to be open and vulnerable. Therefore, as an artist that makes progressive work, there is a need to manifest this. Most importantly, this is becoming increasingly relevant in my relationships with the people around me. Yes, and it's easier said than done, isn't it? Valuing each person in front of you is no easy task. Often I want to move on when I'm in the middle of a conversation because I just want to get back to work. So patience and listening is not easy, is it? But I am developing. I'm getting much better at it. And I'm just beginning to see the value in it. So the next point in this is they believe that the absence of defensiveness is an indication of strength and management maturity. So this came from Batten. So defensiveness the absence of defensiveness is an indication of strength. So a strength is, so I'm really defensive. The more I've looked at this point, I see it. I'm defensive all the time. In fact, that really becomes involved in my engagement on a one-to-one basis with people. So I'm defending my castle from within. Maybe not even anybody even notices. I can feel uncomfortable in a group, even with somebody that I'm really fond of. I can feel uncomfortable. I just want to get away from it. But it's a way for me to grow and expand my life when I sort of focus on this weakness. Therefore, the best action I can do is work consistently by painting, which is my work now. By doing this, I develop an endurance and resilience needed to deal with criticism in a healthy and proactive way. In other words, learn from it. The criticism is a really good thing. It means it gives me an opportunity to expand my life and grow and become stronger. My first emotional response is often defensive. At first, it was so painful. It always almost persuaded me to give up, doesn't it, that feeling? I don't think anybody likes it, do they? I can understand. Also, you can't really see it in other people, but you can feel it in yourself, can't you? I can understand why creative makers prefer not to be public and get other people to do all of that for them. But I think the benefit of actually trying to engage with this uncomfortable place expands your life, and consequently it expands your abilities and the quality and the diversity of the work that you produce. So defensive is counterproductive. The next bit, an undue concern for safety and comfort reverses growth and creates apathy. So if we give in to these uncomfortable feelings and not really take responsibility for them, it's a bit like a backward step, and can stop us succeeding in what it is we want to do. Another way of looking at this is to imagine an obstacle like a wall, and the other side of the wall to be a place where we want to be. Why defend the wall when we can show people around instead? Warmth. Leaders reach out to people. They do not simply sit back and wait. So it's like taking that action, isn't it? Relationships and the way we take responsibility for them will have an impact on our art practice. Hence, when we get active, to lead the way and build connections with those around us. Furthermore, this can enhance our creative life, like I was saying. Our heart or mindful self becomes better equipped as we interact and share our experience. Also, if you get into the habit of sharing your story, quite quickly it feels as if everybody must know it by now. I certainly find that. Consequently, the power of our story grows when we choose to revisit on a regular basis. Also, our story enables us to understand the ebbs and flows of life. So they're like kind of my reflections. These are all my reflections on the quotes, so again, from page 139, the next quote, they demonstrate caring and concern. Their voices and manners project relaxation and positive concern. So, again, these quotes, we're talking about leading a team of people. So the care and concern, caring and concern for others has to start with us caring and concern about ourselves, doesn't it? So, the perspective of caring and concern is primarily looking at the people in your team. It could be helpful to think of all the different aspects of your own life as a team, as I mentioned before. Sometimes I'm full of energy and got a lot into creating a painting. I feel invincible and forget my minor pains and distractions. I understand this as masculine energy, I suppose. Then when I've finished, my aches and pains can return quite quickly and my energy levels shift. As a result, becoming more aware of this and caring about myself is an important part if I want to sustain a flow of productive, creative work. Consistency. So, Leaders meet commitments, keep their word, and can be relied upon. They expect the same from others, again, from page 139. We can take these points on internally as a goal or target for our own practice. Working on our own, on any project can be daunting, whether it's making paintings or anything, and difficult to continue until it is completed. Keeping a track and becoming accountable to yourself takes time. Above all, the caring and concern for oneself in this process can be challenging. In our engagement with others, commitment is so important, isn't it? Our customers, if we have customers, if you don't show up, then you can't be reliant on it. If you can't choose to work when you say you're going to do it, it breaks down this trust, and you start to lose a grip on growing your customer base if it's a business that you're building, for example. Just one missed appointment or deadline can destroy this trust in a stroke. We expect the same from others, after all, don't we? So these points unearth areas of weakness for me. Defensiveness and caring are particular things that recur in my life. It is also useful to praise the areas where you have strengths and acknowledge and develop our weaknesses. So it's like embracing all of our life and honouring it. The weaknesses have strengths wrapped up in them. So what is their approach? Do they have any tips? Well, if we look at other people that successfully fulfill all of those criteria, let's learn from others. I'll be covering more points in the next few articles and videos on my website and on my YouTube channel, because there are many, many, many more. They're all really useful. So I hope this is helpful in your journey, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks, Rick.